What's going on, everybody? It's Rod with Pow Group. Welcome back on the Pursuit of Wealth, your home for MJ stocks, crypto assets, news, and interviews. Today's Thursday. It's May 8th. Happy day. In this video, we're going to be discussing it's officially over. The SEC has officially filed the settlement terms, and now we just need to get everything else, all the I's dotted and the T's crossed. But essentially, it's exactly what we heard from Ripple. It was the 50 million down from 125 million, and all of the Bitcoin maxis and haters were saying, "Oh, there's been no official, communication from the SEC." Well, we officially got it today. So the price has been reacting on XRP as well, but I would say it's more to do with the whole market, right? We had bull flags on the S&P 500, we had bull flags on Bitcoin, and as a result, we're seeing XRP gain a little bit more momentum because of this, in my opinion, this news that came out, but it's all to do with the fact that we're seeing market expansion and breadth opening up, especially on Bitcoin. Getting above that $100,000 mark is very, very crucial timing. So we'll discuss all of this in this video. We'll also take a look at the chart on XRP and what to expect in the days, weeks, months ahead. But as always, this is not financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. In full disclosure, I do own XRP. It's my largest crypto holding. Before we get to it, make sure to smash the like, help support me in the channel. If you're new, you can subscribe, tick the bell, all that good stuff. You'll be notified on any future videos, and you can follow us over on X, formerly Twitter. Handle for that is @GroupPow. Going to be using that as my platform of choice going forward. So as you can see, it's over. John E. Deaton, James K. Phelan, Phelan, I guess you pronounce it. SEC Gov has filed this settlement agreement letter. So let's see if we get all the crazy cult Bitcoin maxis try to downplay this one. They're going to say the SEC's account got hacked or something like that. No, it's not real. It's just hilarious, some of the moves that they try to pull, right? Like they think we're all imbeciles. But when really, I love the saying, when you can't figure out who the idiot is in the room, and yeah, it's probably you. So here it is here. Shout out to Good Morning Crypto as well, as he files a settlement agreement for Ripple XRP case. A joint motion filed by Ripple and the SEC in the U.S. District Court for the Southern District of New York indicates that the parties have reached a settlement agreement and are seeking an indicative ruling. And that we knew that, I think it was Chris Larson, met with the SEC. It was on May 2nd. So yeah, I think it was last Friday. And the fact that Paul Atkins just got confirmed as well, and then the meeting with Ripple executives makes a whole lot of sense, right? So I've been saying for a while now that it was probably going to be a couple weeks. I mentioned a couple weeks ago, I said, probably 2 to 4 weeks, we're really going to start to see the price react. And that's exactly what we're seeing. And show me the chart, I'll tell you the news has never been more accurate. But under the agreement, Ripple will pay $50 million to the SEC. Well, wouldn't you know? That's exactly what Ripple said. And the chief legal officer and Brad Garlinghouse, the CEO, said that it was $50 million, right? They said they were talking to the SEC staffers, just lower level staff, and they made the agreement, and then it eventually worked its way up to the top and to the leadership at the SEC and the commissioners, and that's exactly what's happening. So they'll pay $50 million with the remaining funds returned to Ripple. So this is huge, and all the interest and everything as well, as far as I'm aware. But if I just bring up the Pow Group private community here and go over to the crypto channel, I mentioned it earlier. I think it was this week, actually. If I scroll up, I meant to have it ready, but completely slipped my mind here. Again, it wasn't too far away, so I'll bring it up. Here it is here. Good morning, XRP fam. Literally any week now. This was Monday, May 5th, and that was literally 3 days ago. Like I said, last reply 3 days ago. Monday, if we click on it, open it in a thread here, you can see here Monday at 6:47 a.m. Mountain Time is whenever I posted that. And I said literally any week now. I said I think the most likely scenario is it's going to take probably another couple weeks, on about 2 weeks before we really start to see price momentum. But I think I was saying that we should see price really start to react to the upside here, and we should start to see the rise in price, but we're not going to enter that mania phase just yet. I think it's going to be another couple of weeks. And I also mentioned that we needed Bitcoin to get above 100K, and we're seeing all of that happen right now. And we're seeing over 8% gain here on the day-to-day for XRP. Not yet daily overbought either, so we got some room to go here. This is a crucial level that we're at here at 230. Because we're trying to negate this head and shoulders here on the daily time frame. If we take a look at the rest of the sector, we're seeing some momentum gaining here now. Bitcoin's really starting to turn up the jets. We're well above 100K now. We're coming in on all-time highs, And you can see most names breaking to higher highs here on the hourly time frame. So again, it's great timing that we got this news today with the SEC officially filing that settlement agreement, and kind of shutting up all the haters and the nonsense Bitcoin maxis. But the more important thing here is that the whole sector is waking up, right? And if we just take a look at the S&P 500, for example, we had 2 daily bull flags confirmed back-to-back. So we had one here, and they're both targeting 586 and 587. So we're seeing the whole risk-on appetite return to the sector, which is what we wanted to see, right? And the fact that Bitcoin's breaking above $100,000 is very reassuring as well. I still think we're going to see 120, 140K Bitcoin before the end of this cycle. And once it finishes its final move here, I think this is that final leg up on Bitcoin. It'll more than likely start to correct, and then full-blown alt season. One thing I want to bring up as well is the Bitcoin dominance chart. This is the major kicker here at the moment. We just lost the daily uptrend, and probably the most important chart. Look at this. The monthly RSI has never been this overbought before. So we're into overbought territory. Anything 70 and above is considered overbought. We're sitting at 71.54 right now. So that means that in the entire history of Bitcoin dominance, it has never been more overbought than it is now. And we have barely any support down to 54, 56%. So that means that in terms of percentages, we could pull back easily 15% on the dominance. And this is usually when full-blown alt season starts to occur, and it could happen. I would say it's more than likely going to, we're gonna start to see it ramp up this month, but I think into next month is when it's really going to be go time. And crypto legislation on the horizon as well, and multiple ETFs probably going to get filed, right? It's going to be all these altcoins like Solana and XRP and Litecoin and Dogecoin, and that's what's going to be the big spark for alt season, in my opinion. And then we're going to see baskets of ETFs, right, which are going to include altcoins. You're going to see clear rules of the road. I think that's what's going to happen between now and the end of August. They want to get stablecoin legislation done, market structure bill, clear rules of the road. What is what? It's going to define what exactly is a utility token, a security, a commodity, etc. Right? Clear rules of the road, similar to what happened with the internet in the Telecommunications Act in the end of the 1990s, ahead of the biggest boom ever, right? And then look what happened after clarity hit the market. So this is going to be even bigger. This is the internet of value versus the internet of information, and everything happens at breakneck speed now. So everything is really starting to gear up in a big way here into the last few months of this cycle, in my opinion. It's entirely possible that we see the huge mania phase now, and then over the next couple months, we potentially see a little bit of a cool down and a little bit of a lull, and then into the end of the year, we could see one more final push higher. I don't believe that it would be Bitcoin. I think it would more so be the altcoins, especially the ones that have been suppressed for so long, and that would be none other than, say, an XRP and an XLM. But yeah, we could even see Ripple IPO. The case is all but over. We're looking at maybe a month or two before this thing could be completely dead and gone and completely behind us for good, right? We know we're just looking for the final, crossing of the T's and dotting of the I's, and all the formalities and legalese that they need to go through. But it's pretty much wrapped up at this point. But yeah, we're no longer expecting a daily head and shoulders now. As I'm making this video, the price is exceeding 230. So now we're no longer expecting this daily head and shoulders as the most likely scenario. So we can rule that out, and it's actually a bull flag, since we never actually came down and lost our key support there at $2 or $1.99, I guess it was. And we're measured move now of 268. So this is looking fantastic. As I said, it was any week now. Show me the chart, I'll tell you the news. We're getting it this week. But again, I said I wasn't expecting all-time highs any week now. I was expecting price to start to recover. We're seeing that. And I said it was probably going to be, about 2 weeks from Monday the 5th, May 5th, before we start to see real face-ripping price action. And big reason for that is because of the MACD still yet to cross bullish. That could happen over the next couple of weeks, folks. So giddy up, strap in. Things are about to get majorly bullish here, and specifically for the XRP chart. If we look at the weekly time frame here as well, we're still well above all our weekly moving averages. We almost hit a death cross. If we can get above that 100 weekly there at 233, that could prove to be strong resistance here. But again, the fact that Bitcoin's over 100K is very reassuring. If we do bump our heads here entirely possible that we see this death cross and come back down, maybe backtest $2, $1.90, get that final flush out before the next phase. And like I said, that could happen over the next week or two, and that would tighten up this MACD. And then, like I said, I think over the next couple of weeks, I would say 2 to 4 weeks max, we should be in new all-time high territory for XRP. But again, that's just my own thoughts and opinions, my own analysis. Let me know if you agree with me, disagree with me. At the end of the day, I'm not saying this because I want this to happen. This is just my decade of technical analysis and studying charts and patterns and indicators and signals, and this is exactly what it's looking like, and especially combined with all the macro and all the trade deals and everything that's going on in the background. They're more than likely going to cut rates at the next FOMC meeting after pausing it, and keeping it unchanged, and then they could even go back to quantitative easing and start printing again. But there's so many bullish catalysts on the horizon. It's never been a more exciting time to be in crypto, and I'm here for it, and happy to be experiencing it with you all. So giddy up. Like I said, these next few weeks are going to be they're going to be nothing short of legendary. So let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. We'll continue the conversation there. Once again, appreciate you joining us, and it's Rod with Power Group. Thanks again for joining us on the Pursuit of Wealth. It's been a crazy journey on this XRP ride that we call whatever you want to call it. It's been a whirlwind of emotions, right? It's been frustrating, it's been rewarding, it's been, blood, sweat, tears, all of it. I would say the biggest, the hardest thing to deal with is the cult people, the Bitcoin maxis, the negative IQ. It's just, anyway, I feel like they've been pretty much drowned out by logic and reason. So that's a good thing, and hopefully we see more of that in the future. All right, have a good one, and we'll see you again on the next video.